response to the first episode, which focused on the Korg MS-2000, Anonymous wrote in the comments, "Is it possible to do drum machine stuff that is not based on step sequencing, i.e. using low-frequency oscillators and such?"
That's a good question. Most synthesizers don't have a mod sequencer like the MS-2000, so I'm going to show you how to trigger drum beats and melodic phrases using low-frequency oscillators instead. You can even use old, outdated synthesizers like this piece of shit.
Low-frequency oscillators are primarily used for three basic tasks: vibrato, tremolo, and filter sweeps. Some keyboards, like the Roland Phantom, offer extensive options that allow you to do sequencing quite easily, but most do not. Usually, LFOs are limited to basic waveforms, so it would seem like you're out of luck if you want to do real-time phrases or beats. But let's look at a square wave LFO as a switch. It's either on or off. It's kind of a one-bit binary sequencer alternating between two settings. With two LFOs, you have 2 bits, 4 possible settings. With 3, you have 3 bits, 8 settings.
This might sound technical and not very musical, but you can use those individual steps to create sequences such as drum beats and arpeggiations. Plus, you can do this on synthesizers that are 20 or 25 years old.
I've set the first LFO to shift the pitch up an octave. Now, I'll add a second LFO, also shifting the pitch, but running at twice the speed. It's not limited to pitch. An LFO can act as a switch to turn oscillators on and off when you route it to volume. You can turn one oscillator on and another off using just one LFO by adjusting the polarity of its effect. So route the LFOs to oscillator levels, to pitch, to the filter, to anything you can, and you can create dynamic sequences.
So we have 3 LFOs, 3 bits, to create an 8-step sequencer. For drum beats, you use the same basic principle of using LFOs to turn on and off sounds, but you use a saw wave shape instead so that you can shape the volume.
Here's how it works. Route a saw LFO to oscillator 1, set to a sine wave, for the kick. Route another saw wave LFO at twice that speed to oscillator 2, set to noise, for the hi-hat. Then, route the last LFO at half that rate with negative polarity to the third oscillator, also noise. This will make the snare.
Now I'm going to layer multiple sounds together, controlled with the mod wheel, so that I can have more dynamic, interesting sequences.
The ESQ1 is actually quite decent. It's very underrated. No parameter is more than 2 button presses away, and it's laid out very clearly. It can range from analog emulations, including big brassy pads, to resonant bass, to Moog leads, all the way to very digital patches similar to the DX7. Or Commodore 64 SID chip.